India is at war. Today as you watch this video, at least 15 out of India's 28 states are engaged in ongoing conflict. 8 security personnel were killed by Maoists in the forested region of Kuthru, Chhattisgarh. On August 15, 2024, while the whole of India was celebrating the 77th Independence Day, a state within our own country was celebrating its 78th Independence Day. You might not believe it, but this state even has its own parliament, home ministry, finance ministry, and even its own external affairs ministry. In the areas controlled by this extremist group, there are parallel ministries, foreign, home, and finance. It's as if an entirely separate government is operating within India itself. And not just that, their Prime Minister, Queen Gailing, travels to meet foreign leaders just like our own PM. Literally, within India, they have created and are running a separate country. Look at this highlighted area on the map. It's called India's Red Corridor because in several regions across 9 states, the Indian government does not rule. Instead, it's controlled by the 4th most dangerous terrorist organization in the world, the Indian Naxals, also known as the Maoists. Chants of Mawa Zindabad echo in these areas. After the Taliban, ISIS, and Boko Haram, India's Naxal Maoists are considered some of the most brutal terrorists in the world. They have a massive army of 20,000 fighters, ready to go to any extent to fulfill their objective, to eradicate democracy in India and turn it into a hardcore communist nation like North Korea. In this red corridor there are thousands of villages completely infested with Naxalite influence. Their world is so detached from ours that you'd find it hard to believe they're part of India. To instill fear among government officials, Indian army personnel, and even the local villagers, the Naxals use inhuman methods, burning enemies alive, beheading people in public and recording it, torturing and killing people with third-degree methods in front of crowds, hanging corpses at intersections, outside police stations, or even from trees to send a message of terror. Their rules are shockingly cruel. In every village, each family is forced to sacrifice one child to Naxalism. These children are introduced to their brutal world at an early age, so much so that they don't hesitate to commit violence, even against their own families later on. This innocent Rajveer Kherwal, surrounded by security forces, is one of many who were forcibly abducted by the Naxals and forced into their ranks. Clearly they do not respect India's constitution, laws, or government. They run their own people's courts where they pass judgments and carry out executions publicly. Their working style, their own constitution, and their own laws exist. Whenever they kidnap someone, they are brought to their people's court for punishment. In these villages, they run a parallel government, with their own national flag, national anthem, and even their own national day, celebrated completely separate from India. They even observe 15th August and 26th January as Black Days, mourning them instead of celebrating. If you see the infrastructure in these villages, there are still makeshift ropeways and wooden bridges, but not made by locals. The reason? The Maoists do not allow any government infrastructure projects in their areas. They destroy roads, hospitals, schools, anything that represents the Indian state. If anyone tries to vote or even use government schemes, they face brutal punishments like having their fingers chopped off, getting publicly thrashed before a crowd. Now just think, if they can abduct even state home ministers and South Indian film stars, what chance do local villagers have? They also run their own underground economy. They have a formal taxation system where people must pay taxes to buy a bike, car, home, or even start a business. According to official records, their annual income reaches 100 crores rupees, or roughly $12 million. They also force innocent farmers to grow opium and other hard drugs, making about 70 crores rupees, or around $8.4 million per year from the drug trade. The Indian government is actively trying to suppress them, but still, they control 38 districts in India. The Naxals openly declare that their mission is to overthrow India's government by 2050 and establish a communist regime. Meanwhile, in the northeast, while the Red Corridor burns in central and eastern India, the northeast faces its own crisis. We've all heard that Manipur is burning, and that's true. But what many don't know is that another state in the northeast also claims freedom from India. We are proud descendants of warrior tribes, and I refuse to acknowledge myself as an Indian citizen. In 1946, India's first separatist rebellion didn't start in Kashmir. It began in Nagaland. A Naga leader named A.Z. Fizo demanded that Nagaland be separated from India, even before independence. His demands were rejected, so he went on to found NSCN, the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, a terrorist organization whose sole goal is to create a new country called Greater Nagalim, out of Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Assam, and Nagaland. They've already liberated one district called Hebron. As I said at the beginning, this district is a fully functioning autonomous nation inside India. Its official slogan is Nagaland for Christ. They have their own parliament called Tatar Ho, as well as their own home ministry, external affairs ministry, and finance ministry. This extremist group literally operates a parallel government within India. Their so-called PM even travels internationally like a real head of state. They also maintain a modern army of 15,000 soldiers, including an exclusive female battalion. Can you believe this? This so-called nation celebrated its 78th Independence Day on August 14, 2024. Despite being in India, they've openly celebrated their independence for the past 78 years, even sharing celebration videos on social media without caring about the consequences. Unlike other rebels, they do not fear the Indian army. In fact, if the army enters their territory, they attack back, and surprisingly, the Indian army engages them in peaceful talks. You can see videos of Indian officers having polite discussions with them. Now, what's happening just south of Nagaland in Manipur, we all know. For the past 2 years, Kukis and Meiteis have been at war, with no resolution in sight. What most people don't know is that in Manipur, the Indian army is currently fighting 55,000 militants from 10 different rebel groups, simultaneously. Interestingly, none of these 10 groups are united. They're all fighting separately, even though they all share one goal, creating their own independent nations. But each version of the nation is different from the others. So even if they successfully separate from India, how many new countries would they break Manipur into? Let me stress this. These rebels are professionally trained commandos armed with rocket launchers, machine guns, sniper rifles, and even advanced communication tech like Starlink, which hasn't even been officially launched in India. And yes, it's an open secret that these rebel groups receive heavy foreign funding. The situation in Assam is similar. According to government data, 3 major rebel groups there are fighting to separate Assam from India. As for Arunachal Pradesh, there is no major separatist movement, but it still faces Naga insurgency.